Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Strategic Command World at War, and we are on the verge of war with the Soviet Union. Currently it is July 1941, we're a little bit behind schedule, but I was trying to get more of our troops into place in order to be able to effectively attack the Soviet Union. With that being said, I'm being told from the viewers on my last video that I need to get to war with Russia ASAP, that I should have gone to war in May, and that I probably don't have enough headquarters units either supporting the invasion, so that we may be in some trouble already before we even start. But waiting is not an option. The Soviet counter to war has begun. They're up to 65% chance diplomacy against us. We could invest more in diplomacy to try and knock that number down, but it's unlikely to get down. Last turn we actually knocked it down 7%, but it actually still increased by 1%. It was 64% last turn. We knocked it down 7. It's still 65, so even if we get lucky diplomacy-wise, all it is going to do is push us closer and closer toward the winter, and the higher that number gets, the more the Soviets prepare for war. Their mobilization number, the war gets higher, they start mobilizing, start building more units, and therefore make themselves a more difficult opponent. So at the end of the day, it's time for us to take the plunge and go to war with the Soviet Union. Now, we probably waited a little bit too long. We didn't crush the British, and so that's going to make this whole thing a much more difficult affair. The British are building up their forces in Africa. We've successfully sort of bled them down a bit. We destroyed 1 or 2 corps this turn. But nonetheless, we're in a little bit of trouble here, I think, or potentially. But it is what it is. We're going to have to deal with things the way they are, and we're going to have to go to war. So let's go ahead and do that this turn. We've already moved our Japanese forces. We've already moved our forces in North Africa. The only thing left for this turn is for the invasion of Russia. Okay, so declaring war. Apparently declaring war on Russia takes a few moments. And there you go. So we are at war with the Soviet Union. You can see here intelligence is showing us a whole bunch of new Soviet units on the map with us. Yeah, so our objective has to be Moscow. That's their cap. Oh, God, I click on Moscow and I get Soviet music. All right. Do I get German music if I click on Berlin? Oh, that's so cool. I never noticed that in the past. Herr alles. What's, Budapest just gives me honking horns. I don't get the Budapest national anthem. Oh. Well, that's just an anticlimax. All right. Okay, so we need to go to war, or we're going to war with the Soviets, and we need to try and destroy as many of the Soviet units as we can. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is this unit is too far away. This... Damn. All right, we'll use these Italian troops here to advance on this enemy aircraft and maybe destroy it. Yep, nice, got it. So just like that, we destroyed an enemy air unit, and then we're going to move these guys forward here, and we're going to go after this Russian corps. And these guys are going to advance over here to keep the front cohesive. These guys apparently can't attack anywhere. They can't reach anything because of the terrain. All right, all right. Can these guys force march anywhere? They can force march here. Oh, I should have done that with those. Wish I could undo my last couple of unit moves. Anyway, we'll force march these guys here, but they can't attack when they force march. Okay, so it's not that big of a loss. Meanwhile, we're going to move these this corps of Italian infantry forward, attack this Russian aircraft, nearly destroy it, not quite, and move in here, try and destroy this mechanized unit. Not quite. Enemy contact! The Soviet army! Damn. So these Bulgarian troops don't apparently do well against full-blown enemy armies. We'll hold off on actually attacking there yet. These guys attack with success. Limited success. Alright, so we've cut these guys off. But we can't apparently destroy them. That's okay. I don't think those naval forces can go in. Alright, that's okay for now, I guess. We'll move these headquarter units forward to keep up with the advance. And let's start hitting these guys. Alright, so we're going to have this Italian fighter unit, hopefully, there you go, destroy that enemy aircraft. And then maybe this fighter unit will go after this mech. Or should these guys do it? I'd like to use my Stukas on a more worthwhile prize, so we'll do that. We can use these fighters to finish him off. And we shattered that mechanized unit here to the south of Luo. Now we can move these troops into the hex here to keep the advance moving forward. Meanwhile, Primzel is a fortress that I don't know if I want to bypass or attack it yet. I'm not sure. We're going to need these forces freed up, though, because there are some strong Russian forces here south of Kiev that we're going to have to deal with. But I'm trying to focus on destroying these pockets of Soviet troops first. Stukas are probably better used on other targets, I guess, by the looks of it. These guys do anything? No? These bombers look really effective on the first turn. That's interesting. So we'll advance into the rear there, destroy that Soviet unit, then advance further. Advance here. Hopefully destroy the Soviet headquarters unit. Not quite. Can we pair-drop these guys behind enemy lines? Yeah, we'll do that. Drop them here, and then they'll attack and finish off this enemy headquarters unit. Very nice. So now we're in the rear of Brest-Litovsk. Finish off that air unit. And then kind of continue advancing here. Weird. The Corps is better off against these guys. They must not be entrenched at all. Ah, shit. I should have advanced against that infantry unit. I misclicked. Alright, some of these units are a little bit exposed, probably. I may not be advancing in the best way here in the north. I don't really have a good density of forces, though, up here. That's the problem. I don't have enough troops in the north. Alright, we need to try and take out Brest-Litovsk. We also need to try and take out Przemysl. Let's see if our air units can do anything. No, these guys don't. No one looks like they're good against it. A garrison unit is really that strong? I don't want to take these casualties that I'm going to have to take. Man, the Stuka against this mechanized is just so good. Alright, let's do this. You're going to go against them. You're going to finish these guys off. Nice. I wish I could attack twice with these bombers. So we're destroying entire enemy units just with our bombers. Even our fighters are doing very well against enemy ground targets. Stuka there, wiping that guy out. All right. So I think that basically does it for our Air Force. We've established a solid front here in the south. We've also managed to cut off Odessa, which is entrenched and has high morale at the moment. We're going to race. Actually, let's do this. Get our tanks against Odessa. So we're going to race these tanks north. They already attacked. Nice. Okay, so the armorer did a good job there, I think. Move these guys up. Get them into the fight next month. Okay, so Odessa should fall next month, and then we should be able to advance east on the southern front. These guys are probably better off not attacking this turn. We moved some units up here in the north. Frankly, I guess we're just going to have to be willing to take the casualties here. Where do I want to drop these paratroopers? Maybe up north here to kind of help prevent these guys getting cut off. Although it might be better to try and get into the rear of some of these troops. If we land here, we could probably more or less cut off this pocket of troops. Or just outright destroy them. Alright, cool. All right. I guess we'll attack Premzel and just take the casualties. There we go. Premzel Fortress destroyed. Keep the momentum moving, guys. Alright, so Premzel's destroyed. We destroyed this garrison, another unit down here. We didn't quite cut off this cavalry and this infantry here in the south. They may try and withdraw. That's okay, I guess. Meanwhile, Brest-Litovsk is surrounded. But I need additional troops here in the north. Did these guys already attack? Yeah, they did. Oh, they didn't. Okay. Nice. Our garrison of Warsaw just wiped out that remaining Soviet unit. I think we'll wait on liquidating Brest-Litovsk till next turn. Try and move my armor forward a bit. We should have one tank heading north, I think, so we'll move him here. Jeez. These guys must have been really dug in. Took a lot of casualties there. I shouldn't have done that. I need to keep the momentum moving toward Minsk. Enemy contact. Shit. Alright. So, I lost a lot more casualties than I would have liked out of my armored spearhead. I also nearly reduced Brest. So I think what we need to do next turn is we need to keep the momentum. We're on the outskirts of Minsk, so that is some progress. July, Minsk, August, Smolensk, September, Moscow. Like, if we can keep that pace up, but it's unlikely. We're going to get strung out here a bit. We do need to move our headquarters forward here to keep up with the advance. So we'll do that. 3 northern headquarters, 1 southern headquarter. Okay, we'll also need to move our air units forward as best we can to keep up with the front. But I also want to keep them concentrated because, again, the objective here is to have sort of a fist that we can kind of crush the enemy at any one point. We can't move too far. The game won't let us, basically. I don't know how much I'm really going to have in range of my air units. Certainly this pocket to the south if they don't escape it. But other than that, not much. Okay, that's the situation there. I think our battleships might as well use some points, giving these guys some reinforcements. These guys moved, so we can't do them. Can't do them. All right. I think that's everything this turn. I think we already moved them. I'm assuming I can't make it into the Black Sea without Italy's help. Or, sorry, Turkey's help. Moved everybody down here, really. I'm kind of surprised that naval bombardment doesn't yield you more benefits, really. I guess I would think it would be more valuable than the game treats it. What about partisans? They're here. So we're lined up on all the partisans. Zagreb is an allied capital, so we're going to operate these guys to the front. However you pronounce that, Zagreb. We need more troops in the north. I think Danzig will probably be secure for us, so we probably should move them to Warsaw to make sure there's no uprising there. Krakow also. Did I use these fighters on anyone? Yeah, I did. All right. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump in here and end this episode. This is basically the end of the turn where we're going to war with the Soviet Union and launching Operation Barbarossa. I know this is a bit of a shorter episode, but the actual recording I did for this was about an hour long, and I don't usually like episodes to be that long, so it seems like a natural stopping point. We're through the first turn, or at least the German side of the first turn of Operation Barbarossa. We'll see how things play out in our next episode as far as any Soviet counterattack, how they respond, and how we continue to progress and advance through the Soviet Union. However, until then, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Let me know, as always, your thoughts below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, as I always do, probably annoyingly, thank you for watching, and I'm out.